Hello again, it's Noob, and a few videos ago I had decoded a Squire CP40 and a CP35 using a method in which you test the wheels by pressing down on them. If they don't move, it's not in a gate. If it bounces, it is in a true gate. And this method is so simple and so easy, it's actually a little bit scary, and I had no idea that it was that easy to decode some of these locks. I then went on eBay and thought I'd buy up a few different ones. They do a CP35, 40, 50 and 60. Probably even more. I don't know. I'm not a Squire expert. But nevertheless, I found this CP50, and I did notice when I got it through the post it was different to the way that these locks are. Similar shapes, but not quite. This little, you have to unscrew this to change the code. That is on these, not on this. And the wheels just feel solid on every number when I did a jiggle test. So it looks like some of these Squires in the CP range do have a slightly different mechanism. And I'm not entirely sure which, and it's probably going to cost me a lot of money finding out by probably buying all the models eventually. But yeah, I bought this one second hand, and the first thing I did was I went and put in all zeros, because that is normally what sellers do if they do know the code, and it is you know, a lock they're selling on, they normally set it to all zeros, and it was all zeros. Then I was like, well, I don't know how to change the code, and so I had to fiddle around. I found, to no one's surprise, if you push this shackle in like that, it springs. If you push it down really far, you can start to turn these dials. The problem is that there is so much resistance there, and you cannot feel when those dials are actually on the line in the correct position. I can't do a blindfold decoding. So, and you will have to trust me on this one, I'm going to quickly hand this to Mrs. Noob, and she's going to scramble the code. I'm going to get it back off her, and then we're going to try and do a button push decoding, if we can do that at all. I'm assuming that if we can't do the wheel tappy thing, just to show you that these are not springy at all. Look, they are solid. They move left and right, but they are solid. If you look at this, these actually spring up and down when they're, oh, let's lock it. These actually spring up and down when they're in the true gate, like quite visibly and audibly so. So yeah, I'm going to get Mrs. Noob to give this a scramble. Could I possibly know the code? Would she show me or share it? Yeah, that's all very possible. But, you know, you just have to sort of trust me on this one. And we'll see if we can decode it together, see what number we can come up with. All right, see you in a second. Okay, we're back, and I've been given a scrambled dial, and I'm just going to check a couple of things first. Is it all zeros still? Have I been hoodwinked? No, it's not. Okay, good. Is it all ones? Because that was in my last video, I think, with one of these Squires. No, it's not. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? No, okay, good. So it's not anything too obvious, and I'm not going through all 9s, all 7s, all 6s, all those kind of things. So give it a bit of a scroll, and we'll do the classic thing. We'll just put it into any number, and we'll push this in. Oh, and maybe even the shackle. Sometimes these like a shackle press and a button press, and we'll give this a go. That's loose. That's very loose. Ooh, that's not loose at all, and that's loose. So you see how that's like just happily having a little, oh sorry, in the camera, having a little party. This one's having a party. This one's having a little party, doing a little dance, and this one here is not. Like me, it's old and slow and creaky. Oh, now it's loose. That could be a 2, but it isn't 3922 because it's not open. Okay, just check. No, okay, so that actually looks like a 2. Let's keep the. I'm going to try just with a button press and see that if I can. I don't know. Sometimes I felt that the I can't remember which padlock it was, but I had to push the shackle in as well. I was going to try the button on its own because it's a bit of a pain to do the other one. Okay, let's try this. I mean, it's still partying a little bit. So is that one. That was definitely wriggling, so I'll leave that alone. Okay, I wasn't happy with that. Let's try the shackle in button press method. Yeah. Okay, so that is stiffer. That is stiffer. A party, having a party. Oh, that's stiff too. Which was more stiff? I don't know. It's either 1 or 4. Okay, let's try 1 then. No, that's way too loose. No, yeah, it's definitely this one. In the wheels. 6 feels quite loose. I'll remember 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, 1, 2. Feels stiff. 3. Could be 4, not 5. Could be 6. Okay, we'll leave 6. Another way to test this is, do these wheels stiffen up if it's 6? So I think it's either 4 or 6. Could be a false gate there. So I'm going to push this in really hard and try these wheels. So, I mean, that is feeling stiffer. No, it's loose still. Okay, and that's quite loose. All right, so let me go back to, what did I say, 4. Stiff, and a bit looser. Okay, has that changed these? Yes, I feel 1 stiff, so it could be 2, 4. Alright, let's try. Is it 1 was, no, 2. Getting cramped, sorry, 2 secs. I think I do have to press quite hard on this to get these wheels to bind. So it feels like this, it is this, so stiff. You might even be able to hear that dragging slightly. Stiff. Oh, could be 9. Oh, that's definitely 0. Is it? Like, it can't be 9 0. Okay, so I've got 9 wrong. It's going to be 2, isn't it? It's going to be this year. Yeah, it is. Oh well. I mean, I suppose this would definitely be in one of the top codes, wouldn't it? If you were trying to brute force the code and you didn't know, you'd guess like all zeros, all ones, 1 2 3 4, probably 4 3 2 1. Then you try this year, and then you probably try all the 19. Like, you start with 19, wouldn't you? Because that'd be then you'd only have 2 wheels to deal with, which is what, I don't know, is it 99 different codes then? Because some people put their like birthday. A lot of people were born in the 90s, so that would be another one you try. So yeah, maybe not a particularly innovative code there, but we definitely unlocked it. The only thing I've learned from this in particular is that you do need to press down really hard, and I think that pressing the shackle in as well, I don't know why exactly, but pushing that shackle in and pushing the button in seems to give you a better feel on the wheels. Like they when they bind harder when you're pressing the shackle and the button. I'd love to know in the comments how you've found these, if you've decoded it this way. Do you find that the shackle pressing and the button pressing works, or is this just some kind of like something I've just made up because that's how I felt it's worked on this video as I was sort of just going through the paces decoding a lock for the first time? I'd love to know your experience of these, this model of Squire lock as opposed to these ones with the little screws on top, which are decoded very, very differently. But yeah, there you go. That's a Squire CP50 in this configuration with the little rubberized bits and the seemingly plastic body. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to do so, to watch more content like this. If you have any comments, put them below. I do read them all and reply to as many as I can. And I'll see you all next time.